Unlocking Potential with Ping. Simultaneously, we have Sri Krishna Joshi in Sion Hall. Ajeet Singh will share powerful coaching strategies to help teams unlock their full potential and achieve success. Please join me in welcoming Ajeet.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And welcome, everyone. It's great to be here in Hyderabad. This is the first time I've come. And great to be associated with this event. I've been part of the review team, and I'm a speaker also. So really thankful to the organizers, Suresh and Vijay, for these opportunities. Uh, Chini come. I really like tea. I'm a big tea fan. And there's nothing like having a tea just before I start any sessions. So all fully energized and all set for this session this time. So what is the topic here? Coaching teams to success and unlocking potential with Ping. So long title. What are we trying to do here? Who I am. Let me go there. So teams per se is team of teams, right? You have teams on the ground, developer testers, then you yourself are a team, right? Maybe as a scrum master or project manager to senior management. Or senior management is a team to the senior executives. So we have team of teams where the leaders and coaches looks down and they want you to perform best, right? And there could be many strategies. But out of my experience, I gathered and I realized while working for 25 years back to back with different MNCs and different roles, that there are 4 potential areas which are integrated. If you focus on that, then it is going to give a collective impact which can certainly help to unlock the potential of the team. That's what I'm going to present it here. But what is this coaching here? The coaching is not the professional coaching when we sit with the people, we ask questions, we make them reflect. And I'm very good with that, being a professional coach with ICF. But here I'm talking about, in a very dynamic, complex, agile world, coaching for leaders and coaches in particular is a facilitative approach. Right? If you see Lisa Atkins' chart, it talks about facilitation part of your agile coach. Right? So it's a facilitative approach, act of enablement, creating right environments. It's about feedback. It's about support. And that's where it is. So let's start. A brief about me, 25 years in IT, started my career with Computer Science Corporation long back in 2000. Myself being of the team for a good 6 years. Then I got into the management. And since then, I haven't been happy. So those are my best days, right? And then I'm a CTC, of course, a transformation lead and senior agile coach with TCS. We are working on large-scale transformation back-to-back. That's what I've been doing for the last 3.5 years there. I'm a CTC, one among probably 9 and 10 people in India. Very fortunate to have that. A professional coach with the International Coaching Federation. That's briefly about me. I am a speaker. I recently been in Stockholm, before that in Portland, and various other platforms. I do write articles. I've written articles for Agile Connections and DevOps Online and Software Testing News back to back. Each has a phase. Sometimes one fine years, for a couple of years I've been a YouTuber, then I got into the articles, then I started speaking. So habits are changing. Let's see how far this speaking goes. But yeah, I'm happy to be here and talking about the topic I love most. So, what do you know about team? What I know about the team I have written here. And incidentally, this guy pretty much resembles me also there. So, anybody, I would like to invite 1 or 2 persons. What are your experience of working with the teams? What do you think are the teams are? Yeah, please go ahead. Excellent. But set of people working towards common goal could be group also. But the team has something different, which is accountability. Right? They are dependent on that. They have a common goal and they have certain accountability to fulfill. That's where they achieve the results. That's the difference between team. Very nice. Anyone else? What is your experience? Yeah, please go ahead.
Different mindsets working towards same goal.
Excellent. Different mindset. But that could be conflicting also. Though they work, and that's where you need the leaders and coaches. Of course, that's where the need is established, and why do we have leaders and coach? Have some coaching strategies in place. So let's get going. Why are we talking about coaching the teams? She just mentioned that different mindsets. That could be challenging also, right? We want our teams to be performing high high performance is not a state, it's a journey. I see in a high performing team also striving for the high performance. But in a highly dynamic world, I used to use Nokia, BlackBerry, Kodak, nothing is there. Everything is gone. Organization needs their teams to be on the toes, responding to the change, performing to the best of their abilities. That's why we want to coach the teams. Second is customer centricity and alignment. What is that? Wherever your teams are, you are against two expectations. What is my organization's objective and strategy? What is that I'm delivering to the customer? Every team is at the intersection of that. Are you aligned? Are you balanced to deliver both the expectations? That's why we need the coaching. The third is empowerment ownership, of course. Let people feel valued so that they get the best out of them. Let them make the decisions because they know the best, right? And finally, excel, achieve, and thrive together. Being part of the team is a celebration also. Achieving together, creating success stories. I told you in the beginning, I was part of the team for a good 6 years. Those were my best years. As a leader and coach, it's your responsibility that you create that kind of environment where people contribute to their best. They feel achieving the successes. You create the memories for them. And when you become leader, you set the inspiration for them to create same kind of environment for them. So that's what being coaching for the team age. So, is it easy to coach the teams? So what is so stopping to coach the teams? We need to understand the psychology of the team. Team is a set of people who are experienced, who have definite capabilities. And if you are working with them, you got to know that they need a safe environment first. Team psychological safety, anybody heard about it? Excellent. What is it? Okay, anyone else? Yes, exactly, exactly. So it's all about, can I contribute? Can I talk? Can I experiment? Can I take risk? Without worrying about the consequences, right? Without being ridiculed. That's what being the psychological safety. So that's very important. Then only people will open up. It is also about the understanding the team, basically. Most of the time I see it working with the team that they say, don't direct us, come and see our problems, Gamba work. We are struggling with something that you don't have any clue. They want to be understood. Sometimes it's just a validation, it's just a push that they want. They have the solutions. And they also want to co-create with you because they're capable enough. They want to take the pride of being a partner with you. They also want to co-lead. It's shared ownership. It's a natural tendency of the teams if you work with them very closely. You get to know. As an Agile coach, having worked with 400 plus, 500 plus teams across various platforms, that's what I understood. Another thing is, team wants to learn, they learn better with the peers, with the communities and networks. Rather than someone coming and giving the instructions over the top, it's very difficult to teach them. It's very difficult to motivate them, right? So with that, let's start. What is that we can do? Let's ping the team for the success. What is this ping? The foundational element of ping is the participation. If you're not able to make team participate for what they're accountable for, everything is going to go wrong. No matter what kind of environment and strategies you are bringing in. So participation is what? Participation is about team understanding their role, responsibilities. They're accountable for what they are meant for. They are aligned to the larger goal. They talk. They listen. They contribute. They support. That's what being the participation is. Right? That creates the shared ownership. It brings the best out of the team. At the same time, it empowers them to make the decisions also. How many of you have heard about Project Aristotle of Google? Great study done in between 2012 and 2014, basically. 12 and 14. Project Aristotle. Project Aristotle was conducted over 180 teams in Google to understand the team effectiveness. What makes the team effective? In this study, there are several elements which came out. The top two were psychological safety and the dependability. Dependability is, can team work as a cohesive unit? Can they depend on each other? Do they contribute? Are they committed? Pretty much participation is proven. But participation is not enough. Participation needs an open environment also, where the teams are feeling welcomed for what they contribute. They can co-create, co-lead. Part of the critical moments, and otherwise also, the ideas are generated by them over the period of time, leveraging the diverse perspective. So IDEO does that. Anybody heard about IDEO? IDEO, what is it? IDEO is a design company, right? And it is said to have launched 3,000 products in 40 years. And they have some fantastic products, human-centered design approach. First, Apple mouse. They have standard brush for children, which become very popular. They had designed that first palm device through which people used to make the transactions. That's what the IDEO is. They could be there what they are because of that invitation to come and co-create, co-lead, and creating those kind of opportunities there. And that creates the relationship, builds the relationship among the stakeholder teams and everyone. But further, if you want to go further, it flows down to building the network and communities. Why are we talking about network and communities? Why do we need the network and communities? In the dynamic world today, where we need the solution very faster, no matter how intelligent you are, you cannot do it alone. We were talking about Gen and AI, right? That's in the similar tone, we need the people also around. If I know something and I'm an expert something, I cannot create something over the night or in a couple of days. I need larger platform from where I can get the inspiration, I can get the code, I can get the support, and leaders needs to realize this and create those kind of opportunities. It could be as simple as Scrum of community, community of practices like Scrum, or product owners and so much, guilds, or it could be as fancy as the Target, which created the Dojo, right? Target has created a platform called Dojo, when they invite people at a regular interval to bring their problems, iterate, and then solve them and take the solution back. And it could be as fantastic as I'm standing here talking about something where my organization takes the pride of sending me here, and they expect that when I go back, I share all the learnings that I gathered here in the internal forums. Recently, I did when I was in Stockholm. I met Lisa Rising, Henry Newberg, and various other speakers. So much learning I had. I went back and I shared it. They took the pride and they were really happy. Cross-pollination. That's why we need these network and communities. The final one is the growth plan. So all these things together, participation, invitation, network, and community, goes on helping you to grow. The leaders need to focus on growing the people. There's a McKinsey's data which says that skill development is among the top 3 priority of the executives today. Why? Because it, goes on getting the better results out of them. And it could be as good as not only the skill development, but it could be your mentoring coaching also, or it could be your skill development towards a specific goal. Right? You are aligned. I want to be a learning organization. I want to be an AI organization. So what are the gaps? You identify the gaps, you work on that. So that's what the growth plan is all about. Do we have specific references which says that we really need to go for focus on the team participation? There are various journals. We look at here, a couple of journals. They talk about it's just not the solving the problem together. Team participation also help you lower down the absenteeism. It adds to the job satisfaction, right? It also adds to the mental well-being. And one notable work is done by Dan Cable, who's a professor of London School of Business. He wrote this book, Alive at Work. Anybody read this book? Anyway, so this book talks about that brain has got 2 systems, fear system and the seeking system. When you direct your teams, you shut off the people. Then they are just following your instructions. They're not creative, they're not innovative. They're dragging themselves. But if you engage them, if you make them participate, that's where the true learnings come into the picture. They become more innovative and more experimental. And then you reap the benefits because they feel alive at the work. That's all the book is all about. So what are the specific strategies that we can think of to make the team participate? JPEG is a unique strategy. This is one of the most successful company in the recent past, which was eventually overtaken by Amazon for $1 billion. And why they are known? Because they have some unique culture where they call their internal structure is a holacracy structure. They're not traditional managers. All the teams are grouped by the circles, by the functional units. Then they are given the objectives. To fulfill that objective, they self-manage themselves, they change the rules, they shuffle the team. That's how they work. A lot of participation. Okay? And they have some team building exercise and other things, which is making them go for highest net promoter score and profitabilities and all that. But not every organization can be Jaipur's. Right? You need some strategies, different kind of strategy. So some of the strategies are written down here. I'll talk quickly about 3 strategies which are very useful. One is celebrate the diversity of thought. I may be wrong, my idea is worst, but I'm part of the team. Do I have the right to express myself? As a coach or leader, you need to have an extraordinary facilitation skill where you accommodate, respect the ideas of the teams, yet let the best idea emerge. That kind of ability you need as a coach and leader. The second thing that I want to emphasize on the addressing the power dynamics. Power dynamics, senior, junior. How many times I'm coaching Scrum Master, they say, this guy is senior, he's just made hell out of my efforts because he's bashing me, he's bashing my team also. What do I do? You quickly need to diffuse these situations by coaching, mentoring, participation, and team building exercises, right? Otherwise, team doesn't work like a team there. The final thing that I want to emphasize, and very important one, is fostering the curiosity. What is curiosity? Curiosity is seeking more. I don't know. I see a apparent gap in my knowledge, but how do I come to know whether I really don't know something? Do I need really something additional if I'm so complacent about my understanding of my needs and myself? That's where the leader's roles comes into picture. Right? Asking questions, challenging answers, bringing the new stories which are happening in the real world, sharing the books, creating a platform where people can come and discuss. That I got this question and I have a person to go and ask, assigning mentors, coaches, right? Some organizations do it. You got a mentor here, you got a coach here, you can anytime go and talk to about. So that's where, these are some of the strategies. Now I want to stop here and then discuss with you, anybody has any unique approach besides what is mentioned here, which you think can foster the team participation? Anything that you would like to discuss? What have you seen in your setups, in your experiences? What makes the team participate? What has worked for you? Rewards and recognition, excellent. Anyone? Appreciation. Excellent. Being inclusive, right? Diversity of thoughts, right? Including ideas and thoughts and everybody in the team, junior, senior, right? Not this developer. Tester doesn't mean that you're not less important. Making everyone feel inclusive in there. Very good. What else? Yes, Raj. Respect. Absolutely. Respecting people for who they are. Giving opportunities. Very good. Excellent. Let's go further. Now let's talk about the invitation. So invitation is, as I said, inviting people. Though you are not supposed to be, but then we create opportunities where we bring you on board to solve the common problems or maybe bring up some best of the product through the ideas. And there are proven studies, right? If you go by Gallup, Gallup is a management consulting firm which has been there since 1935. Year on year, they've been publishing the employee engagement data. And they have written that if you are engaging the team, which is through participation, which is also through inviting them to co-create, the profitability and the productivity shoots up. Harvard Business Review talks about why managers should go and invite the teams in the decision making. And this work by Spencer Harrison is very notable. He talks about that teams should be invited to bring their personal interests also. If I'm good in green initiatives or sustainable energy or anything else, am I inviting people to bring those ideas back at the workplace and integrate them in a way where they feel connected? Somebody is good in creating the visual arts. How do I best utilize his skills so that he is acknowledged, at the same time become an inspiration for others also? So how do we coach the teams for invitation? There are different strategies. NASA did a wonderful thing. NASA's Mars rover, when it was there in 2006 Mars, it developed a problem. One of its front wheels stopped working. Now this looks like the whole operation will shut down. But what NASA did, it invited the people from different domains. They called mechanical engineers, they called software engineers, they called jet propulsion team, they called data analysts. They say, guys, what we can do about it? They were not supposed to be called, but they invited. And they came up with some solution which made this rover last for another 3 years. It worked till 2009. What they did? They changed the direction of the Mars rover. The front became the rear, rear became the front, though it was dragging, but it was not putting that kind of force on it. Moreover, whatever surface it was scratching, they upgraded that software in a way where they were doing the additional deep analysis on the surface. Okay, and many other things they did. So that's the power of inviting teams to co-create. And some of the strategies that I've written here, I would like to talk about modeling the vulnerability. Modeling the vulnerability is, I don't know. Come together and co-create. I was working for a client for good 3 years, at a portfolio level almost. Everything was in safe, agile, release train, and PI planning, the 2 words. And then there was a team, digital team, which was sandwiched among many art. And they have to serve all the arts through their PI planning. And somebody said, please, can you help them so that they can agile? We know it's a tricky situation. The agile saved, the PI planning saved, art, etc. won't work for them. So what we did, we said, guys, we know how difficult situation it is for you, how you're managing it, what do you think can work? Come up with a model for us and we'll talk about it. They really come up with the very good ideas. What was there? It was just a validation from the coaches, can this work? And some fine tuning. We did that, it started working for them, and it really served well to them. So this is the power of invitation. Sometimes it is like knocking the door. Hey guys, you have been there for 3-4 years in a certain client in a certain way. We know you are highly capable person. We know there are better opportunities for you. Do you want to come out? Do you want to leverage other opportunities also? So those are the jobs of the leaders. Any unique situation or unique strategy that your organization you are using for inviting the people for co-create? Anyone? Or anything that you are aware of? Yeah? Hackathon is one. Absolutely. Open forum discussions, right? When I was in one of the project, people have a lot of issues. We said 1 to 2 p.m., it's an open hour. Anybody can come and walk in. We are inviting you to discuss the problems with us. Right? Anyone else? Can this be started? Okay, let me continue. Not stopping here in the interest of time. Am I audible? Yeah, 5 minutes. Am I audible? Okay, so the last 2 things that I wanted to cover was, all right, if you could just start, I can quickly. Okay, so we talked about invitation, right? Same is for communities, network and communities. This is a book to refer. If you haven't read this book, just go and refer this book. It has a strong references on why people should go and build the communities, okay? Especially this researcher, Shimile, she talks about sociability curiosity, which is people have the natural desire to learn through the social bonds. Let's create a great example for it. So we got so many platforms. Anyway, Trailblazer is, anybody from Salesforce here? Trailblazer, they have Dreamforce conferences, the GitHub has its own conferences. As a leader, our job is, are we creating these kind of opportunities where people are aware of these platforms? Are they acknowledged for their participation, their contributions? Are they encouraged to bring the ideas back? That's where the coaching and networking communities are, okay? For growth plans, I was talking in the beginning that skill development is the top 3 priorities, and there are specific example as in how Atlassian has a team playbook. When it has all the ideas, decision-making frameworks, OKRs, Agile, and so many other things which they keep with the employees and teams so that they can have their personal goals met through the skill development over the period of time. Okay? So is the IBM, which gives you 40 days in a year so that you can do the skill development your own. So that's all about, and some of the strategies that we hear. The specific one that I want to talk about is fair competition. Right? Is your learning opportunities that you provide should not be limited by the experience and the designation. You are at this designation, only you can learn this much. That's bad actually. You never know the potential of the people. Okay? So it should be, your learning plan, your growth plan has to be in a way which are easily and evenly accessible to all the people. You never know who start demonstrating what kind of capability, right? We've seen 10 years people leading big account. We see 30 years people becoming the Scrum Masters and all that, right? So you never know, basically. So don't limit people from by experience and their designation alone. You can reach to your full potential if you are provided equal opportunities there. So this is the kind of ping framework you can use, right? When, if you want this assessment, you can just ping me on the LinkedIn. If you are at a 70% and more, you're good in all the areas. But if you're not, then probably you need to work it. These are the kind of chart that you can have and use. And all these chart and data is all about, driving the conversations and getting better over the period of time, right? They don't tell whether you're good and bad, but are you seeking the better results and outcome? That's where you have it. Some of the strategies here. And now, since we got just a couple of minutes, I would like to just invite all of you. What are your ping areas? Where do you think, in particular, after hearing all these things here, what is 1 or 2 area where you would like to go back and work? Or what are the strategies that you learned you would like to definitely go back and talk about? Growth plan. Okay? Great participation. Excellent. Yeah? Team engagement. Providing equal learning opportunities. What else? Creating networking opportunities. Excellent. Anybody has questions? 1 minute. It was shut down between. Electricity was not there. So I'll take another 2 minutes. Then I'm going to stop. Anybody has any question before I shut it down? Okay. So it's been kind of rush because of, I think I'm short of time, but then it's been a privilege to be here and talking to you. And thanks for your participation. I really loved it. Thank you very much. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Ajeet sir. So now I request Madhvi Ladala ji to please felicitate Ajeet Singh. You can come here in the center. Let's hear for Ajeet Singh.